It is Weekender Wednesday. I am thrilled to finally look forward to the cool stuff that's happening this weekend. Alex, we're going to get to some of the cool events that are happening with the Halloween theme. We already know what we're going to be doing Saturday and Sunday. It has to do with picking out a pumpkin and the Wienermobile. I'm going to leave it at that.
Quite a combo.
How's that for a tease about 10 minutes into the show? But there's really exciting news that is happening that did happen yesterday that has so many people excited. And I don't know, this is just too cool. This is one of the reasons we have so much Tucson pride, right?
Yeah, I mean, this was over a decade. I mean, like 15 years in the making. The fact that they were able to pull this off and sync up this OSIRISRex spacecraft to an asteroid is just crazy. Huge news for the U of A, because in partnership with NASA, they landed on this thing that launched 4 years ago. It's the size of a van, and it briefly touched down on the asteroid called Bennu, which is larger than the Empire State Building, by the way, and traveling at an incredible 63,000 miles per hour. And they call it a touch and go landing because it's only there for like 16 seconds to collect a sample and collect dust and rocks, etc., from the surface. And you can bet the scientists who were part of this were just thrilled. So here's what University of Arizona planetary scientist Dante Loretta had to say about it.
A little overwhelmed right now, Michelle, I have to say. It's been pretty intense several minutes here. I can tell you that everything went just exactly perfect, which is kind of the hallmark of this team. We have consistently beaten expectations over and over again. We have overcome the amazing challenges that this asteroid has thrown at us, and the spacecraft appears to have operated flawlessly. We made it down to the asteroid.
Just incredible,
I just love that
right?
reaction.
The excitement. Yeah, I know. And they're still, they're still working to confirm the scooped sample. I think it might take a matter of days, I think, for them to confirm it. And then in a couple years, they're going to send a capsule from that spacecraft back to Earth for us to be able to analyze it. We love space, we love science, and this is just so exciting, especially because it involves the U of A here in our community, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, and you just think about how much planning that went into this and all the intricate details, and then the hoping that they can pull it off, and then the day finally arrives and it happens, to see it come to fruition. It's got to just be mind-blowing, and you saw it in his reaction. So congratulations to them. But yeah, every time you hear about one of these projects, usually there is a U of A scientist involved some way, somehow. Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, remarkable group of people. Congratulations to them. Can't wait to see how it turns out. And you can bet that spacecraft was expensive, and something else that's pretty pricey. Say you had $87,000 to burn in your pocket, you can get this device, right?
Oh my gosh. So I think around Christmas, all the guys check out the latest televisions, and I usually don't care, they could be smaller. I'm not really concerned about the pixels and any of that, but this one I would love to have in my house. Not going to happen, but it's just cool to look at. So this is a 65-inch, and correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, it's not just an LED, it's an OLED screen. Is that right?
Yes.
So this is something I've never heard before.
Blacker.
Yeah. So the screen is actually flexible, so it rolls into itself, and you can watch it, and then it can roll away when it's gone. Because that's one of those other things that if you just have this big black screen sitting in front of this beautifully decorated like New York apartment, it kind of takes away from the ambiance of it a little bit, at least for me. And I like the fact that sometimes you can put up paintings now and they stay there, so it looks more like a piece of art rather than this big electronic thing that's sitting in the middle of the room. So I just love this. But again, if Santa's not getting it for you and you don't have $87,000, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have a lot of dough in order to have this. But I think it'll be the future of televisions, because the technology is going to become less expensive, and then that way we can all have these beautiful little sort of tabletop looking things where the TV is hiding. And the cool thing is the speakers still work as speakers even when the screen's down, so it can be your sound system. Cool. So if you guys have $87K to burn, you can buy one for me. And speaking of motorized things, this caught our eye. Reese's has created a robotic door that dispenses candy. Take a look at this thing. It's 9 feet high, and it travels around your neighborhood, terrifying dogs and small children. It has 3 motors that can be operated with a remote control from 5,000 feet away, so that's extreme social distancing. And it provides contactless candy to kids who say trick or treat. And they're actually doing a contest right now where people can nominate their town for the door to travel to for Halloween. So if you really want to see that rolling door, then you can go, I think it's their Twitter page, and you hashtag them somehow, and then maybe they'll come to your neighborhood. But kind of a cool idea.
I'm sorry, I could watch that video all day long. That is the most hysterical thing to just see, like, rolling down your street. Like, I don't care if it throws candy at me. That's funny. That's really funny.
Well designed too. I like the lights on it.
And it's getting creative when it comes to Halloween. Speaking of Halloween, pumpkins, we got our pumpkin. We're going to get another one this weekend just because, you know, why not? But this guy planted some seeds and he got the surprise of his life, and it shocked us. Take a look at this. This guy's name is Travis, right? So he's from Minnesota. He planted this pumpkin seed 6 months ago, watered it 8 times a day, and it turned into this 2,350-pound pumpkin. I mean, crazy. That's crazy.
Speaking of terrifying dogs and small children, that thing, you know, one look at it,
Yes.
It looks like Jabba the Hutt. And he named it, he got a cool name for it too, Tiger King, because he noticed the orange color was going to stay. Sometimes when they grow that big, the orange fades away. So he was able to somehow keep the color, and he walked away with the title of Grand Champion Grower 2020. Certainly well-deserved, I think.
I know. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but it is pretty cool. Okay, especially for
Big
kids
pumpkin
to look
pie.
at. Pumpkin pie, lots of pumpkin pie. Okay, so flash forward to Christmas. Lowe's is doing something. Remember we talked about what they're doing for Halloween, and you can drive around and they give out candy. Well, they had a great idea when it comes to Christmas. So they're offering free delivery. This is for the very first time because of the pandemic. To deliver your Christmas tree. So a fresh cut Christmas tree straight to your door, contactless. You can even get a fresh wreath. Would you do that? Or do you kind of like the experience of picking them out? Or are you a faux tree person, Alex?
I'm a traditionalist. I do like the real trees, but nothing beats the ease of one that's in your box, or in a box in your garage, and it looks pretty good, and then you don't have to throw it away at the end. You just put it away. So, you know, maybe alternate every other year, but it's convenient that they have delivery now.
I know. I think that's great. I'm the kind of person, I like to go out and do that, but I'm such a weirdo. Like I get, and this is ridiculous, but you know when you're hanging your ornaments and they just don't stay up? I mean, hashtag ridiculous problems right now. It's like the least of our concerns, but every time I'm like, dang it, this is first world problem. This is like ridiculous that I'm even thinking about that. But that would be the only plus for me having a fake Christmas tree, which it looks a little bit, you know, branches, it's bendable. Yeah, exactly. And then you don't have to deal with the pine needles. But
I'm with you on that point.
I love the feeling that you get when you go and pick out your Christmas tree.
And the smell, it smells it smells like Christmas.
So it smells like Christmas. That's right.